Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi. More different stuff. You got to be tired of all this different stuff. I've played this game before for you. This is The Elder Scrolls Online. And I never got you to the point. What's really good about The Elder Scrolls is what's coming. Gosh, that's loud. Turn it down. Is fighting dragons. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the gameplay. You start in a starter city, depending on your race you pick. You start in your starter city. I had this expansion, which is an area I always go to with all my characters. I know all the quests. There's dragons there. It's exciting. There's dragons. The dragons breathe ambrosia. No, but that's fire sometimes. And frost and electricity. And they're fun. And it's a great kind of thing. So one of the things about some video games, and not all video games have this, are just public events. And Destiny 2 has it, which is fantastic. The Elder Scrolls Online has it, which is fantastic. Trying to think of the other games I play. The Division 1 and 2 have, bosses, but it's not really a public event kind of thing that I can think of. What other games do I play on here? Elden Ring, I played that again. I love that game. So I kind of set on my rotation. Mainly focusing on MMO type of games. And of course there's Elden Ring, which I don't want an MMO. I don't want people invading my thing and killing me. Because I'm a chicken. So if you like the Elder Scrolls, there's a good chance you're going to like Elder Scrolls Online. You can be all those races. And each of the races matter. That was a thing about World of Warcraft they made a lot of compromises to make people happy. And there's very little difference between the races now. But in the beginning, there was really big differences. And to me, it just seems obvious. You give the ugliest looking races the coolest capabilities, and the coolest looking races, middle of the road. And that's how you'd balance out a server. But in World of Warcraft, they gave the Night Elves just some overpowered, just racial skills. And so, everyone played Night Elf. Or humans, you get benefits to rep and that kind of stuff. You don't have that here. You just pick your race and you go with it, and there are some races that are better for some combinations than others. And you can also just do whatever you want. So ultimately, if you look on the ESO, at the end of everything, they're going to say just do what you want. Look at him with his, I'm going to say Ukrainian or Russian accent. He's about to eat everything. The cat people have that type of accent. Apparently he's a dumb cat. So I'm a class called Nightblade. And I've told you before, what do I love about some games? There's my number one skill. Puts a damage over time. Check. And it gives me health over time. Check. That's why I love that class. My first character was like a paladin type of character, super overpowered. It's my highest level, or was my highest level character. And then I just started making alts and alts and alts and alts and alts. So I already have a couple Nightblades, but I want to make a new one for you guys. I'm kind of lost here. And that's kind of what Elden Ring has, this vibe on it, except it's the story may be okay in Elden Ring, but really what the story is in Elden Rings is that you're going to die. And I guess it's part of the Dead Souls. I'm going to have to look that up where it comes from and tell you about that. And I never played any of those games. That's the one disadvantage of being on a PC. There's some games that just never really get ported over that much until it's like too late. Halo is one of those games that, yeah, it got ported over eventually, but the other thing about ESO, it's one of those games, the more you use a skill, the higher it gets. And that goes with weapons. You can equip any weapon and you just use it and you'll slowly go up in the weapon. And so the strategy I use is I put that bleed on every enemy. So I'm always getting healed. It's like, what's his face's chest piece in the Division 2. The more people you put the bleed on, the more you get healed. The dogs are being quiet because I think my son took them for a walk. So they're kind of got all that energy out of them. It's starting to be spring here in Michigan, if you believe it or not. And it's baseball time for those of you that like baseball, and of those you don't understand baseball, I don't blame you. It's a slow sport. They're trying to speed it up, but it's a slow sport. I think I told you I listened back to some of the audio, so I try to explain things. I was talking about Macs, and it was near the end of the game. I almost got a Mac. The free software they give you is iMovie, GarageBand, and they give you a whole suite of Office stuff for free. And they're all decent software. That's like $100. And if you're a creator at all, man, if you don't get an iPad, it's just the seamlessness between an iPhone and an iPad is great. And I don't, even though I have in theory, a more powerful computer, I don't know that. I'm going to benchmark everything with some synthetic benchmarks that don't mean anything. What I'd like to do is this. I would like to use the same software, LumaFusion, on every device. It's about 25% faster on an M1 than on my Samsung FE20, which isn't the latest version, but it's significantly slower. And I'd like to see what it does against some of these AMD processors. What I wanted to do with LumaFusion, I was going to get BlueStacks, which is a thing you can run on a PC to run Android. I loaded that up. They had a experimental version that would load like Android 9. And then I wrote to the people at LumaFusion. I bought it for the iPhone or the iOS, and then I bought it for Android. And I didn't want to buy it again. So I wrote them, does it work? They said no. Almost makes me want to try to make it work, but I won't do it. So if any of you are running LumaFusion on a PC, please let me know. So getting back to Mac, those are okay. I wanted to emulate it. It's in the wheelhouse of what I want to do. It's a low power chip that has high performance, and that's what I want. And that's the kind of PCs I want. So my new laptop, I run it on silent mode, so I'm sure I could get better frame rates and all that, but I don't care about that. I just care about low power, low energy, and that kind of stuff. So that's my criteria. So when you get my review, I'm going to review things like, hey, if you want to do this, I'll give you the criteria. I'm going to compare it against my G14 Zephyrus, which was still rocking even at this point. It's a great machine. It's getting a little long in the tooth, though. When you first get in this, there's travel points. You can travel by waypoint. You can get like a mount, and that's cool. And you can run pretty fast, and that's cool. But I'm not going to subject you to a lot of running. I knew I was going to talk in this first part. And then I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes. I'm going to do this early. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. I appreciate when you share. I'm trying to put some of this on Instagram. I'm trying to put it on Facebook. I am having a nutbuster time getting my Facebook on this taken off. I use Facebook at work for the job I'm at, part of the marketing, because I'm marketing to that segment of people, that age demographic. And I just get nothing on my Facebook here. I don't put any of that up though either. You know, I don't. Oh, I ran a little bit and I ran over here. This is how I do against humans. Just wanted to show you. This is a little base. In the Elder Scrolls Online, there's all the races, then they're the Imperials, so they're kind of like Roman, kind of. And some of my best characters are Imperial. You had to, when I bought the game, they gave you that for free, that class. Okay, what you're going to do is get these way shrines. You always got to grab them. And my really first quest, each region has like a quest in the region. Again, great storytelling. If you like the Elder Scrolls, you're going to like it. If you like Morrowind, you're going to like it. So you can give you all that feeling. I liked Morrowind. I liked the Elder Scrolls. And I really love ESO. It's a great game for MMORPG. I'm not going to show you all the stuff. Not going to spoiler alert it for you. This is the first thing. I read a note there. I go in there and I talk to him and I cut it. And now I'm running back out. And I ran till I almost got to this Wayshire. This is the one you want to get because this is where, like on the dragon route. So you run from here and you go over here. There's these two little bird things you got to smoke. As your skills get higher, then you get to, you know, pick what their final way is going to be. Is it more AoE? Is it more healing? Is it more whatever? And you can see that I'm raising up. I haven't spent any of my points yet. So right now I'm just concerned with leveling. There's a dead dragon right there. So the dragons spawn in this northern end in 3 different places. This is number 1. It's close to that Wayshire Shrine, whatever it's called. There's some little birdies. And then you're going to see as I turn around, behold. Whoop, what's that in the background? Dragon! So, now that dragon will stay there for a little bit. If no one engages it, will fly off to a different area. The one area is kind of far to run to. I don't want it to go there. So I've never been afraid to engage a dragon. I have that skill where I'm going to tap it and I'm going to put a bleed on them, and then I'm also going to get healed. Now, the dragon has like gazillion of health. And you're going to see there's no way I can take this dragon down. It's even a couple of us can't. So I'm going to backstab him from behind. I'm going to do my skill, my number 1. And you'll see that red stuff, so I'm getting healed now. You can see that on my body. And now I'm running. Oh, crap. That means he's targeting me. I got out of there. I do it again. So I'm going to keep that up. Ooh. Ooh, wait for it. Don't die, Ronan. Ronan, don't die. Ronan! So some of his skills are damage over time, and he has one nasty one. They all do. It'll be purple, gold, and everything, and it hits everyone, almost everyone, and you just die when you get it. It's a long tick. His tail swipes you. You got to be careful of that. Then he shoots crap up in the air, so gets you used to looking at the ground. I get him again. He'll bite you if you're in front. This is where you got to help. And there's the flame. Run, 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 run. So I do my little skill. Block for that tail strike. Okay, that's bad. So now there's just meteors coming, blocking, and now running. And you can see the stuff's falling near me all the time. You just got to keep moving. I got caught a little bit, slowed me down. This is one of the best things about ESO is fighting these dragons. You don't have to do anything. Now he spawns some horrible stuff, so I'm going to tap as many of those as I can. Got a little fire damage. We see my health coming back up. That's the skill right there. It's a damage over time. I don't have enough people that... No, no, no. Run! So I got to get in a spot when I respawn them and be okay. As more people start coming in, you'll get healers that lay down like an area of healing. Oh gosh, get out of there. And if you stay in that area of healing, you're okay. And sometimes some of them have a skill where they can cleanse that from you. And so a lot of healing skills that are cleansing, you don't use them. In this game, if you have them slotted and you hunt dragons, you're always going to use them. So what's nice is you kind of use all your skills. It's also a game that you can only have 5 slotted skills. And that's another thing. So your build is, yes, it has armor and your armor does stuff, but then the skills you slot are going to determine your gameplay also. And I really enjoyed that. Again, I'm always trying to get the inefficiencies, so I have a damage dealing class that can heal, and I select all the healing skills I can on that, and even as like an AoE, if I do that, I can morph that it will heal everyone around me. Ooh, fire. You'll see that the heals start coming up. And you have the roll mechanic. But there's dragon. Yep, there's that skill. And you see someone just healed me. And you see we're nowhere near getting that dragon down. So this is what's nice, is you can just hunt dragons when you could just level all the way up doing dragons. When you're lower level, for sure, there's a point where probably use diminishing returns, but if you like doing that kind of stuff, it's there and it's available. So that's why I moved that into the rotation for games, because there's a lot of good gameplay. Also been playing Destiny. I like Destiny, so I'm really happy in my gameplay. The only disappointing thing is the Division 2 still has so many bugs and everything. So I got some gameplay of me in my hardcore player, but I had a hardcore player up to 30, and one day I just got that whoever was healing just saved me for sure. I should have died. And I'm just waiting for it to fault out, and then I lose that character. He's like level 13, or she's level 13 or 14 now. And there will come a point where I stopped playing the Division before for a long time, and I got back into it. But the grind of it, I don't know. Maybe if they had housing or something, I don't know. In this game, I got a house. It's pretty cool. A house in a game, that's so stupid, but... So there's a lot of different things. He's getting down now. I mean, when I first got here, was fighting the dragon, it was great. I died a dump truck load. There's one that does electricity. He's tough, and there's a frost dragon that's really tough. But that skill right there is a nut buster if you get hit by it. And on some of my bigger characters, I can go up there while you're getting healed. I can go up there and keep the aggro. In fact, if you're ever in a group with me, and I'm not the tank, I think in one of the videos I mentioned, why do people play DPS? Like, I always try to grab the aggro. And you would see people yell in chat, I got the aggro, leave it. I mean, that's just an imitation to troll people. So that's kind of rotation I got. I looked at one other game. It was going to maybe Tina. It's a game by, I want to call it Wasteland. It's not Borderlands. That looked pretty interesting too. I might get that. It was on sale. That might make it into, and I might drop something. But I want to give a wide variety of games. I was going to do Ghost Recon, but it's too much. Ghost Recon, the one in Peru, that one's great. But I'm already doing the Division and the Division, I don't know, the Division 2. Might do that Tina's as well. I appreciate everyone that likes, comments, shares, and you watching. Please let me know if you'd like a different type of game. Trying to get more modern games and games that I like to play. So this is Ronan Kazi killing a dragon. And what's nice about this dragon is before we kill it, so I'm standing in the healing part, so that's okay. You can look at my bar and it gives you little arrows, tells you if you're going up or down. But as he dies, he gives one last F you to all of us. Here he goes. Oh, I'm gonna die? Here you go. Enjoy this. He puts that dot on all of us. I hated dying with that dot. Then you had to wait for someone to res you. Thanks, Saul.